Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and this is your host, Saberhof, coming at you with a deck profile that I took this weekend for a PS5. I did not win the tournament, but I got to top 4, and some people commented in the group on Drytron Duelists that they wanted to see the profile, and so here it is. It was a 7-round tournament, Swiss, and then top 8, so I went 6-1. And then top 8, I played Swordsoul and Drytron Mirror, which was the one that I lost in top 4. So I guess I'll talk about that a bit while I go through the profile. Let's try to go through this here. So a couple of things that are odd in the list is I played 2 Cyber Emergency and 3 Nova. I used to play the other way around because this could always search. If I had the good hand for it, I could search the Draconids, but I renounced to that, and I wanted the extra body on board sometimes, maybe for making a Phoenix or something like that, and it would give me better starting hands. It would play better against what's his name, the skater boy, Inspector Border. Yeah, against that, it would help me against that a lot more. It would do more than just Cyber Emergency and adding it to the hand. So that was kind of the thought process on that. It was more like as testing for it. The names, 1 Gamma, 1 Delta. I don't think you need more. 3 Zeta and 3 Alpha. So those are all the names that I have in the deck. I think I have a total of 16, including, I'll talk about those in a bit. I played some pots, and this is pretty much explains itself. You can foolish this, search it. If you need that extra draw, you can send it with Beatrice or Milbeta. Depends on what you open in your hand, but it's usually a combination of all of those. Then the fairies, obviously 1 Eva and 2 orange. I was discussing the third one, since I usually add this, and sometimes I open one of these in hand, and hands get awkward with more fairies in it, but this was pretty much it. And then obviously the 3 diviners, Diviner the Herald. This is the bread and butter of this deck for me. This is my favorite card in the deck because it can send from extra and the main. And the other effect that came up in the tournament was tributing the diviner for the next package, which I'll explain in a bit, which was a pre-prep package. So yeah, I'm playing the Perfection build, as you can see here. So for some reason my opponent ashed the Herald send, the Herald the Arclight, and not this. So I had a level 6 on the board, so I could tribute it and bring down the Perfection, which in the end gave me an extra body on the board. I could summon Eva from the deck and link it off and get another fairy in hand, and still have this in hand to tribute off and just negate something else with the Herald. But this package was perfect. It usually baited the Ash more than ever. This card mostly, everybody's afraid of this because it's the OTK, it's FTK, more like it. Then the ritual package. These are all the rituals that you need. The only ones that's disputable, I guess, is the Natasha, which is, I'll leave it at the end, but these are a must. Draconids helps with end boards. If you're not playing the Dragoon or the Enforcer package, it's great. It sends, it doesn't destroy. And the Natasha brought me so many games, not in time actually, but most of them were, I stole a Mikaba, Purgatrio, I full board and just smacked through everything. This is a really cool, I wouldn't really call it a tech, but some main it, some don't. I loved it during the whole tournament against the one-ofs. The Medionis, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Call by the Grave. The Foolish helped so much in combos because it not only sends names, it sends Eva, it says other rituals that you may need. It sent Natasha more than ever this tournament, and I loved it. I added Natasha a lot in this tournament, and the one Medionis because we don't want to break on the second one, and I think that is enough. And the power cards in the deck, which is why I have 16 names. I count these as name spots because they do count towards, I mean, you're looking at least 6 cards from the top of your deck, and this will get you there, definitely. Like, if you, whatever you need, you could search these, and the last card in the main deck, Forbidden Droplets. 3 droplets, 2 tactics. I found that the droplet was way more impactful on end board because if I lost a die roll, I'm very I let everyone play their game. I'm not interrupting anything until the side. So if I lose the die roll, which I lost a lot, droplet would put in so much work, and everybody would let me resolve the pot. And sometimes it was just Pot of Prosperity into one of the pre-prep packages, and that pretty much got me the game most of the time. Nobody knew what I was playing when I started with this, so they just let me banish 6, and they wanted to see the deck. So that is the main deck. Not anything to say. I guess I would actually have to shout out most of the Yugi tubers out there. I guess Shipping, Logan, most of the Drytron community that make content. But yeah, I've been changing the deck a lot, and this is the extra. So 1 nib token. I only summoned it twice. Link Karibo, perfect. You need it. IP, you need it. The Nightmare package. Also play Border Sword and Appaloosa. So this is my replacement for Dragoon if I could not go into anything else. Sorry for the glare. If I could not go into anything else, I would end on this or IP and link it off on my opponent's turn for an Appaloosa, or at least have 1 or 2 negates with the Herald in this, or try to go into one of the Unicorn, one of the Nightmares, and or the Draconids. I would try to go more for the Draconids than that. So those are the links. 2 Mubetas, no reason you should be playing less. The Downard, Zeus, I guess there's not really much to explain about this. I actually did not make Zeus as much this tournament. I stole everything with Natasha. Try to go for that. That was the plan when I built this deck, is just go for Natasha if I'm going second and just win with that. That was my game changer. The 1 Beatrice, 1 Herald. I did have the second one, but I changed it up for what's coming up next in the list, and obviously the 1 entity. These are the 1-ofs. Beatrice is a god. It helped me send Delta to draw more cards. It drew me into more fairies. It sent the Draconids, sent Natasha. It sent surprisingly, it helped me against the Swordsoul matchup, which I'll explain in a bit with the side. And the Herald, I did not find reason to add a second one because of what I added next. The entity is just baits so many things. They think I'm going to send another Herald to search for another a ritual spell, but it's usually just these. So that's the ending last 2. And the last 2 that I did not summon during the whole tournament, but I almost did, was the Cyber Dragon Nova and the Mikaba. So this was just there because I knew that so many players on top were going to play this Invoked Shaddol Dogmatika deck, and I don't recall anyone in top having that deck actually. So it was just a bunch of Drytrons, 4 Drytrons in top, 1 what else? 1 Eldlich Stun, Swordsoul, and I do not recall the other one, but I think Flynderese. Yeah, Flynderese was the other deck. But this was the Christmas package that I was playing. I was hoping to do it at least once. One of my teammates did summon it, and it helped him win the game actually. But yeah, it did not come up. So that was the extra. And onto the side, which kind of blended it with everything else. So I played 2 Nib. Since my plan with the main deck was to just disrupt the board and steal all of their stuff, leaving up a token didn't really matter much, but it helped like in a combination of certain hands to kind of mix it up. 2 Phantasme, again, the Invoked Shaddol, Dogmatika, I sometimes put this in if they go into like the Almirage, Gardena, and I was expecting a lot more Tri-Brigade, any versions of Tri-Brigade actually. I played a lot of I played a Salamangreat player. I played a Mekk Knight player. I also played, what else? I think those were the Drytron mirror. It could have come up, but it didn't. So, but it was really good in certain matchups, mostly the Salamangreat matchup. The 2 Lancia. So 2 was for going second, 1 was for going first, in case I needed to search it depending on the matchup. I only sided it against the Invoked Shaddol Dogmatika players. Mekk Knights wasn't really a problem. No, that didn't give that much of an importance. Swordsoul, I kind of thought about it, but I had it in hand. I mean, if I needed it, if they were starting with the Tai, I think it is the one that banishes and then makes a token. But it was great overall. The MVP of the side was evenly matched, so everybody was not leaving up spell and trap negates. Everybody's skipping on Dragoon and they're just playing Enforcer now. So this is just golden against those. And the back row decks also, it's not like they're playing Royal Decree. And nobody's siding Lancia against me. So this was just golden. I think you should be playing this right now. It's really important. 2 Storms, again, back row. Didn't need the chainable ones. I mean, Twin Twisters, Cosmic Cyclone, because I usually ran over Windows. The only match that I lost was against actually Invoked Shaddol Dogmatika Frightfur player, and he had 3 Windows in his extra deck. I played around the first 2. The third one I could not, and yeah, that was pretty sad. 1 token collector. So I did not add more of these because, again, same plan, trying to break the board more than just try to disrupt the board. So this was perfect for going second or first. And going first, this is what I sent off Beatrice most of the time. If they try to disrupt me, at least this was in the grave already. Try to make it as early as possible. Try to send it. And if they let me have this in the grave and still let me have the heralds on top of it, I would just let them normal summon effect, okay, and then token collector, and then have them negate this. And if they try to negate this, I'll just cover it up with the heralds. So it was perfect. And last but not least, the droll. I do respect the mirror match, and I only played 1, which was in the top 8. And yeah, that was an awkward matchup because he was playing hand traps. He had hand traps in the main, not after side, and that was pretty devastating. The first match of that, the first game of that match, I kind of bricked, but I ended on a negate and a set droplets, which did something, but he had way too much. Second game, he drolled me, and I did not have an out for that. I was thinking that was the only match that I missed. Maybe setting up Dragoon or Enforcer, but he had way too many things in his hand as well. And that's pretty much it. I do want to shout out my team Single Cards. Hector, he's the one in my team that also plays Drytron. He helped me out with the list a lot. He helped me. We discussed it so much, and it helped me a lot, I guess, to test out with the team. There's not really much else to say, but the deck ran perfectly. It's very consistent. That's one of the reasons I built it this way, because I didn't want to break on the Dragoon package, which I was breaking on a lot. But I guess that was my full experience. If there's anything else you'd like to know, I guess hit me up in the comments, and that's it. I'll see you next video, guys.